What's up, everybody? It's your boy Flash from ALWT Gaming, aka Malachi36. I am here with It's the 9 Ball. How are you doing today, good sir?
Oh, it's been an excellent day today. Was able to just sit back, relax, and get some gaming in.
Get that sunshine, virtual sunshine, you know what I mean? What about you there, Mildew Care? How you doing, good sir?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I'm exhausted, actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm pretty exhausted. It's been a very trying weekend. I think I'm just starting to get back to normalcy a little bit. But yeah, man, it's been quite exhausting.
Too much Easter candy?
You said what?
Too much Easter candy?
Pretty much. It's pretty much what it is.
I told you to stay away from the Cadbury's, man.
Yeah.
They get you every time.
Every freaking time, man. You guys talk a little bit. I'm actually updating our website. If you guys did not know, we have a website, ALWTgaming.com. That's www.alwtgaming.com. I'm actually updating it with the latest thumbnail for this. So you guys can talk amongst yourself for a hot second while I get this together. No talking? Nobody?
No, yeah. Sorry,
It's life.
I'm checking I'm checking a rumor.
Yeah, tell them about it. What's the rumor? What's the word on the street?
I don't know. I haven't seen another trailer for Silent Hill coming 2021, but I seriously doubt this is a real one.
I'm with you. I'm thinking it's not for real either.
It's a PS5 exclusive from what I'm seeing from like 5 different things. One's saying January 2024.
I mean, that's not really too surprising, though, is it?
Another one's saying 2021. I don't know. I'm still not believing it yet.
Yeah. I wouldn't believe it until it's actually like confirmed with not Square. Who does it? Konami.
Konami. Well, I'm looking for like legit sources.
Gotcha. All right. But yeah, looking into that. Okay. Any updates as far as you go for Monster Hunter Rise there, Mildewy? What's going down with that?
We've got to wait till the end of April. That's pretty much about it, you know.
Now we play the waiting game.
Yeah, you got to wait till the end of April for the for the first update. Sorry, the second update is where you'll get the rest of the what am I thinking of? The rest of the story campaign. I've already beaten it. The main story campaign that they've got going. So now it's just going to be me playing rampages, getting materials, ranking up my gear and all to get ready for the next updates and to have a lot of fun.
Heard that. Well, there you go. There you go. Real fast. So we got like 7 different topics to talk about today. So we actually got quite a bit to talk about. But I definitely wanted to take this time to see where we're at right now for this whole fantasy gaming league critiques that we currently have. So we've been talking about it kind of a lot lately. First place right now by So first place by a long shot right now is Carrot Patch Inc., aka Mildewy Carrot. We got second place is LSB Live, which is our boy LSB Live. We got third place, which came out with the sleeper, Ohio. He came in with 7 points. And then currently in fourth place, we have Zaka TV, which is It's the 9 Ball. Me and Fantasy Football, a.k.a. Silent, we both have yet to actually score any points, but that's because our games have yet to actually come out. So far, this is what we currently have. For anybody that is curious about what the Fantasy Gaming League is, literally it's exactly how it sounds. It's fantasy football for video games. So we go through at the beginning of the year. We select games that we think are going to score well. It's on a 100-point scale. 70 points is the threshold. Anything that scores above 70 points, you gain points for it. So as an example, if Monster Hunter Rise got an 80, I know it got more than that, but let's say if it got an 80, then that means that whoever has Monster Hunter Rise on their roster would have gained 10 points because that's 10 points above 70. However, on the flip side, if it's something like Cyberpunk 2077 scores like a 60, then and whoever has Cyberpunk 2077 at that point loses 10 points because That's 60, which is 10 points underneath 70. And anyone that scores exactly at 70 does not gain or lose points. So that's how that kind of works. There's also a thing on there called counter picks, which literally is pretty much a strategy trying to mess up your opponents. So with that being said, so using the Monster Hunter example for example, if Mildewy Carrot chose Monster Hunter World, I went ahead and counterpicked that as thinking that it's not going to do well or not even drop this year, and it does like an 80. Yeah, then it does like an 80. Then that means that not only does Mildewy Carrot get 10 points, but I lose 10 points. But on the flip side, if it does bad, to where if it does a 60, then I gain 10 points because I had it as my counter pick, and Mildewy Carrot loses those 10 points. So that's how the system kind of works. Go ahead.
And like, for example, if a game doesn't come out, like let's say a game, let's throw up an example, Final Fantasy 16, for example, doesn't launch. You don't get no points.
And if anyone's curious, I have Final Fantasy 16. so that was the jab towards me. That's what that was. But yes. So that's how it kind of works. S Killed inside the chat says, hello there. I'm watching anime, so I'll be only lurking, but much love and have a nice stream and day. Yes, appreciate you, man. Always a pleasure to have you inside the chat. Yep, definitely. All the way from Denmark. We definitely do appreciate you, man. It's just going to be kind of, I don't want to say light news because it's not light news. We actually got a lot to talk about today, but yeah. So,
what anime are you watching? Oh, sorry. What anime are you watching, Eskil?
Only if he's paying attention because he might just be lurking because he might, like he is watching. So if you don't get it, don't feel bad.
Yeah.
So again, here's the list that's looking like that. Here's the games that's on each one of our rosters right now. There's 6 of us in this league. Next year we might be expanding a little bit more, depending on how this year goes. I, representing ALWT Gaming, has Horizon Forbidden West, Deathloop, Halo Infinite, Final Fantasy 16, Far Cry 6, Solar Ash, Dying Light 2, Call of Duty 2021, and I have a counter pick of God of War Ragnarok. Zaka TV, aka It's the Nine Ball, has Resident Evil, Returnal, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, The Medium, which got him a 75, so he got 5 points from that. Ruin King, A League of Legends Story, Oddworld Soulstorm, which is going to review probably really soon since it's out today, and we're going to talk about that too as well. Guilty Gear Strive, Mario Golf Super Rush, and he has a counter pick of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. RIP, It's a Nine Ball. We have Carrot Patch Incorporated, aka Mildewy Carrot. He has on the first on his list Monster Hunter Rise, which got him 88, so he got 18 points from that. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Ghostwire Tokyo, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Psychonauts 2, 12 Minutes, It Takes Two, which got him also 88 points. Did that increase?
Yeah, I think it went up.
Yeah, because I was about to say, I think it was like 80.
I think they both are 88s now.
Yeah, they're both 88 now. Yeah, but
so Monster Hunter went up by 2. It Takes Two went up by 1. But they've earned it. I've watched some gameplay stuff on it, and I want It Takes Two as soon as I can get it. Like, that game looks so much fun.
There you go.
To play.
Stray, and he has a counter pick of Five Nights at Freddy's, Security Breach. So he has 36 points. That's how he's resting in first place. And he's probably going to win the whole thing because 36 is my favorite number and my lucky number. And he has it right on the nose, so he might win. Fantasy Football, which is represented by Silent, has...
I feel like that day.
the reason why he likes it is because the way it's spelled is PH for fantasy and football. So, yeah.
I applaud him for it.
And, of course, anyone that doesn't know Silent, he's a Fantasy Star Online fanatic. He loves Fantasy Star. So he has Breath of the Wild 2, Legend of Zelda, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga, New Pokemon Snap, Ixion Verge 2, Elden Ring, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and he has a counter pick of Back for Blood. Illest Be Live, who is resting in second place right now, has Bravely Default 2, which got him 78 points, so he got 8 points from that. He has Near Replicant version, 1 point in a lot of numbers. He has Little Nightmares 2, which got him 83, so he got 13 points from that. He has Five Nights at Freddy's. He has the Dark Picture Anthology House of Ashes. He has Monster Hunter Stories 2 Wings of Ruin. He has Tales of Arise. And he has an open spot still, so he can still pick up a game. And then he has a counter pick of his Brethren in Arms, which is Final Fantasy 16, thinking that's not going to launch this year. I really hope it does. And then we
You're the only one.
And then lastly, I'm not the only one that hopes that it drops. I'm just the only one I think that will believe it'll drop. I think that's the thing. We got Ohio lastly up here, and he's been updating his roster a little bit. He actually swooped that third place from It's the Nine Ball over there. He has God of War Ragnarok. He has Back for Blood, Humankind, Evil Genius 2, World Domination, which got him a 77, so he got 7 points from that. He has Dungeons and Dragons Dark Alliance. That was a new pickup for him. He ended up dropping what's it called? The DC game. What was it? The DC game. I can't remember.
Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah, he ended up dropping Gotham Knights.
It wasn't good enough launch.
Yeah, it got pushed back. Yeah, lucky for him, no one counter picked it. But yeah, he has 3 open spots, and then lastly, he has a counter pick of Halo Infinite. So of this, there's 2 of us that have 2 of our games counter picked, and that is me and Ohio. So my 2 games that are counter picked right now is Final Fantasy 16 and Halo Infinite. He has counter picked against him is God of War Ragnarok and Back for Blood. So very interesting stuff. I'm very curious to see how this year's going to look.
I'm thinking Halo Infinite's going to drop this year.
It has to drop this year.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's drop. I don't know why you trying to pick that one.
They pushed it back way too many times. And on top of that, unlike Cyberpunk, Halo is a console defining game. Like it's only for Xbox. 90% of the Xbox population gets an Xbox to play Halo. That's their number one seller. That's like saying I'm going to get a Nintendo and every single Mario game is pushed back until 2023. It's just not happening. You know what I mean? So, S-Killed in the chat does say that he's watching That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. You're in some for some good stuff right there, good sir. Good stuff.
Oh, dude, good pick. Really good pick.
Yeah.
If you like that one, check out also Bofuri.
Mm-hmm.
Really good show too. Not the same genre type, but it's
sort of the same
it's fantasy style, video game-ish, but it's so much fun. It's such a good show. But yeah, no, dude, good pick. Very good pick. Can't 100%. Wait for second season to come out.
Agreed. But enough of all that. We're going to go right into it because, like I said, we got a lot of news to talk about. And even the news that's not even on here because we're going to be talking about Xbox for Gold. So first and foremost, E3 is making a comeback. Eddie Mack from GameSpot says, following its tease last week, the Entertainment Software Association has now officially announced plans for what is called a reimagined and all-virtual E3 2021. A number of the biggest names in the gaming have already signed up to support the show in some capacity, including Nintendo, Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Takes-Two, Warner Brothers, and Koch Media. The ESA is said more companies will join later. It remains to be seen, however, if PlayStation and EA will join the ranks. They haven't attended E3 in an official capacity in years. Well, really just 2 years. It really was just 2 years. Last year was nobody attended, and the year before that, that's the first time a PlayStation has been part of it. So I don't know why they said in years. But anyway, they haven't attended E3 in a capacity in years. E3 2021 will take place June 12th through the 15th, and it will be completely digital. The ESA's earlier statement left some wiggle room for there to be a physical component, but the organization is now saying it will be completely digital show. So, gentlemen, 2/3 of us had went to E3 in 2018. And when I mean 2/3 of us, I mean me and Mildewy. So we went in 2018. Had a pretty good time. Got to see some good content. Got to play a few games before they actually dropped. I know that was actually the year that Spider-Man dropped, and that line was ridiculously long. That line was long. Yeah, that was the year we found out about Code Vein, and I was very excited about that. That was the year we got to try out Jump Force before it launched. It's a great fighting game. If you like fighting games, it still is a fantastic game. We got to play Naruto the Boruto Ninja Shinobi Strikers. Fun
First
game.
time we sucked, second time we won.
Exactly. Yep, we had it. We had them. They didn't have a raised energy that second time. They weren't ready for us.
I couldn't Goku it.
Yeah. That was the year I ran around the whole center screaming Naruto. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the year that he actually did the Naruto run just because they asked him to, and he was more than happy to do it.
I was. Yeah, I would have done it for free, but they paid me with the interview.
Exactly.
So, with this being said, we know why some companies pulled out, because E3 as a whole organization, money hungry. That's ultimately what it is. It's way too expensive for these developers and publishers to actually have their stuff there. What do you think is going to happen now that COVID had hit? We didn't have E3 last year. We had Summer Game Fest. We had the VGAs. We had all these other companies do their uniqueness, like State of Plays. We had the Xbox Live events. We had pretty much everything's doing like a Nintendo Direct style movement last year. This year, E3 has been like, hey, we're coming back. It's 3 days long. It's completely free. They kind of have to throw it out there because they're not going to expect anyone to, you know what I mean?
Hey, a $20 subscription fee just to log in.
Pay-per-view like the old wrestling.
Exactly. So what does this news mean for you guys?
It means they're desperate. It feels like they're trying to fight against, what Sony and Xbox are doing, which is doing their live shows and all, but they're trying to give it towards like, we've got everything here, so I don't know how the setup is going to be, though. That's my curiosity. You can't do one massive long stream, across the time frame. So are they going to have like a site and then you can go into rooms per se, go to watch certain videos? Are they going to have demo games online to where you can go in and play them? But it's like, are you going to be doing it through your PC? Or are you going to be able to plug in, an Xbox? Can you be able to do it through your Xbox? Can you do it through your PlayStation so you can play on those systems with your controller that you prefer to play with? Is it going to do that where it's like, oh, if it's an Xbox game, you can't do it on the PlayStation, but you can do it on the Xbox, or if you're on PC, you might be able to do them all. It's nice. It's interesting to see that I say it's nice because, they're trying to get into the aspect of digital. So they're trying to get into the digital mindset of like, we're not probably going to be able to do much in person anymore, or if we do, it's not going to be as big as it was. So they're trying their hand at trying to get everyone back into the mindset of, hey, E3 is still here. But just looking at some of the lineups and all, it's like, Sony's not going to be there.
As of right now, that's still up in the air.
Yes, EA, they're up in the air, but I'm like, even then, it's like I still want to see what they do. It really comes down to execution of this. Are they going to be able to execute in a way to where everyone from across the globe can log in, can go into rooms, conferences, chats, virtual sessions, whatever? Are they going to be able to do it and get full access for free, like they're stating, and be able to play demos from possibly any device, is the question. Now, and then the question is, then if not, what are the limitations? Are you going to let us know ahead of time? Are we going to have to find out when we get there? So it's nice to see that they're trying, but I want to see the actions before I believe truly the words.
I have a suspicion that it's not going to be demo rooms that we're going to go into. I think it's going to be very similar to how Summer Game Fest was. Last year, Summer Game Fest was like 3 or 4 months. This year, Jeff Keighley said it's going to only be 1 month. So that kind of leaves room for another event to kind of shine and everything like that too as well, because last year we did have a lot of different showcases that were supposed to be around, like the official gaming news and stuff, and there was just so much and it was just all over the place. Ultimately, what most people looked at as E3 was Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest. So I think that's going to be a little bit more cleaned up this year. I am kind of curious to see what they're going to do, but I think that E3 is going to do something that like Jeff Keighley did. So with that being said, if they do have playable demos, they might have to work with Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and Stadia and Amazon to have to have Luna, you know what I mean, to have a weekend of like free downloads, like the time trial type betas and stuff that they do every so often. It might be something like that. They're like, hey, from this time to this time, the West Coast will be able to play games, and then from this time to this time, Central will be able to play this game, and from this time to this time, East Coast can play this game. You know what I mean? They might do something along the lines like that, so that way they don't crash servers. They can make sure that they hone in on one particular area and being able to, if there's any maintenance that needs to be done, it can be quickly be done versus it being launched to everybody at one particular time. I don't know. We'll have to see, but I don't think it's going to be like, hey, we're here, we're on campus, I want to check out Spider-Man. You know what? You go there. I'm going to check out Borderlands 4. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be like that. I think they're just going to give us a string of shows, of games that's going to be happening. Maybe a performance here and there. They might do something along the lines like that. But ultimately, I think it's just going to be how the state of plays have been, the Xbox events have been, the Nintendo Directs, and Summer Game Fest. I don't think it's going to be anything different than that.
So it's just going to be like a normal conference announcement type stream, to where it's just going to be like a long stream of announcing games and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe like, depending upon, I don't remember if they said how many days or if they were planning on doing it.
It's just like the 12th into the 12th into the 15th. So it's 3 days.
3 days.
So then they probably will have like X number of, announcements per day or something, going across the 3 days, and then you'll be able to watch it later. So
exactly.
I mean, if that's the case, then that's cool. Then that's a way for other game companies to really get out there that aren't a part of Sony or, Microsoft, to be able to put their information out and to showcase what they're doing, and all, to get people interested in their games. And at that point, then it's like, it just becomes another live stream event. So
sort of.
That's like, all right.
Sort of. And I say that because the State of Plays is probably the closest thing I can think of that has that E3 presence. Mm-hmm. And I think what they're going to do is that they're going to show off a game. They're going to talk about the game. They might show like a person in the room playing that said game like they did before. Maybe that person will be on stage that has nobody in the room. But that person might be on stage and they're playing like on a big screen TV, so you can see it, just kind of how like Jeff Keighley did it for his video game awards. I think it's going to be more of an awards ceremony type setup, but there's not going to be any awards given. It's just talking about the game, showing off the features, all that good stuff. That's what I think is going to happen from there.
I definitely agree, because I wouldn't just say like they just show games and then that's it, just show trailers, not talk about it. I would definitely hope that they would talk about the games and let the companies speak about them like they normally do.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that
more
also,
than that. That's what I mean, is they're just going to be streaming it, talking about them, showing them, and that's it. There's going to be no live play demos. There's going to be no online demos or stuff.
That's where I think we're different.
Demos.
Yeah, I was about to say that's where I think we differ. I think there are going to be online demos. It won't be immediately. I would assume it wouldn't be immediately. But
they'll probably show the game, and after they get through showing the game, they may say, "Oh, there's a demo on PlayStation, Xbox, which you can play it for X number of days or something like that."
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too as well. Yeah, and I think also one of the things that will work in the benefit of E3 and why they can still possibly coexist is because they might be able to come up with some sort of contracts where it's just like, hey, if you only show your games here or only show your features here, then we'll pay you X amount of money. So that way it gives that exclusiveness from other shows, like Summer Game Fest, like the State of Plays. You know what I mean? That's kind of why I think it's going to happen. Around that E3 time period, and this is why I think that Sony still might be part of it, because my assumption, and I could be completely off on this, but my assumption is Sony might have more information on the VR2 by that time period. They might have more information as far what their answer is, like Jim Ryan had said at the end of last year. They might have more information of what their answer is to Game Pass, to see what that's going to be. Maybe they make an announcement saying like, hey, as of this date, Sony's taking on Game Pass, because it's not called Xbox Game Pass anymore. It's just called Game Pass. So maybe there's some sort of partnership there. And yeah, that might sound crazy or whatever like that outside the realm of possibility. But you also have to remember, Skype was on the Vita, and Skype is a Microsoft engine. You know what I mean?
Skype. What's Skype?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, I'm just kind of curious to see what type of news. Because I am not giving up that Final Fantasy 16 is coming out this year until June. If they don't talk,
my MySpace page, see if it's there.
if they don't,
they'll probably just shoot his balloon down here at this E3.
If they
be like, and there's Malachi.
Well, and that will happen if they don't make any announcement about Final Fantasy 16 updates at all. Like if
they're making it.
Yeah,
they'll make it.
They might make it and be like, "Hey, it's going to come out early 2022," and I'll be like, "Son of a." Watch it be New Year's Day. Watch it be New Year's Day of 2022 is when Final Fantasy 16 comes out. You know how much heartache that will give me?
Watch them be like, all right, it's gonna be Christmas time, and Malachi's so excited, he's so happy, he gets to Christmas time. Sorry, we have to do a delay in game. It won't be until 2022.
I would hate that. I would hate that. But yeah. Ultimately, I still win because it's just like, if you delay it, fine, you're going to make it right. I'd rather you take your time on it, but I do want it now. You know what I mean? I want a good Final Fantasy style game now. But yeah.
Speaking of now, what do you think of this one, Nineball?
I'm pretty much on board because I pretty much think that Malachi is right on most of this because basically, I feel like they're gonna do it like they normally do E3, so where they have like a time slot. You have this many hours for like Microsoft, this many hours Sony, this many hours Konami, and all those. I think Sony will be there because Konami's there.
That's
true. I saw
that.
that.
True.
And I keep seeing more and more, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I see like another Silent Hill video pop up out of nowhere. And it's everybody keeps saying it's a PlayStation 5 exclusive, and I keep seeing news about them and talks with him about some things, and Hideo Kojima. So,
who knows?
Conspiracy theory.
I have been noticing for the past year and a half, Sony has been very quiet on their stuff. And now, granted, when it comes out, it's a banger type of a release. And then, but I just don't know why they don't answer certain things right away. For example, last year, it was almost when did we? It was in June, like late June or July, actually, when we actually got to see what the PS5 even looks like. Yeah, I think it was June actually. Now I'm saying that, I think it was like late June. And then that was one. Then we had the state of plays and stuff like that, which was in one of them. It was great games. Like, I was really impressed by what they did. And then on top of that, more than half of those games were actually like listed to be launch exclusives, launch titles. And Sony didn't announce that. Like Dark Souls or was it the Demon Souls remake?
Yeah.
That remaster by Bluepoint, like. That was a launch title, and Sony didn't announce that, and I'm like curious as to why, because that's most people
showed it though.
Yeah, they showed it, and they it looks like a beautiful game, and that really hyped up a lot of people that's really into the Souls type games. So I'm just kind of curious why they didn't announce that was a launch title. You know what I mean?
They're trying to Ghost of Tsushima Xbox, like you ain't gonna see us coming, bro.
I mean, hey. I'm down for it, but at the same time, it's just like I want to know what you guys are bringing to the table. I want to know what to set my own hype levels to. Now, granted, whenever it does drop and I see something that I like, then my hype levels through the roof. But it's just
it's like forget the computer, break out the gold and platinum.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So that's where we're at right there with the E3 news. Very interesting stuff, and time will have to tell on that one. For anyone that's currently watching right now or listening to our Anchor podcast, which, by the way, this past Sunday, there was no stream for All Day Anime, so there's not going to be an Anchor podcast for that at all. It was a holiday. It was Easter Sunday, so it was just relax for the kids. Relax for the family, had a good time, and yeah, so there was no podcast, so nothing to be looking out for that over the weekend, in case you guys are wondering, via Anchor. But for anyone that is curious about what we're going to do, because anyone that has done the math on that will see that June 12th is actually a Saturday. And then going on over to June 15th, the last day happens to be on our ALWT Things Gaming episode. So we're actually going to take advantage of that, and we're going to kind of utilize that to our advantage and see, depending on how long it goes, we're going to kind of talk about some content that's going to be there. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe even a reaction video. We'll have to see. Story number 2, guys. 007 updates with IO Interactive. And anyone that does not know, IO Interactive, which it says right here by Ed Makic from GameSpot, says Hitman developer, people that make Hitman, IO Interactive is making a James Bond 007 game next, but the game is in early development and remains largely at mystery. Now, IO's CEO, and co-owned Hakan Abrak has shared some new insight into the project and what IO is trying to achieve with it. He confirmed to IGN that the game won't be use the likeness of any 007 movie actor, and it is apparently will feature brand new characters that IO invented for the game. It is important to mention doing a licensed game to us is new to us. We've only done our own original IPs and intellectual properties, right? We've created these characters ourselves from scratch, he said. He also quotes, "It is very important to us that it wasn't a movie adaptation, so it wasn't a game about a specific movie where the story had already been told. Overall, Abrak says to IO's 007 game is a completely original story. He said to his team has the big task of creating a version of James Bond who stands alone in games. It's very important to us that we can create digital Bond, a Bond for the gaming industry. So it's a completely original story," he said. "This felt really, really important for us, and we conveyed that to James Bond owner EON, and they agreed that the result will probably be better in doing it like that." End quote. So, a brand new 007 game that's not going to be like any of the other 007 games or movies from the ground up. Where is your guys' faith level? Where is your guys' hype level? Are you guys excited about this? Starting with you, it's the 9-ball.
My hype level of 1 through 100 right now is going to stay at 50.
50.
I don't know much. I don't know much about it yet. I'm still just hearing it's going to be original, which I do like. I mean, I hate when they try to base it off the Bond, when you try to base it off movies and the actors and stuff, because it turns into more problems than sometimes what it's worth. And especially you go off movies. Some people are going to nitpick a movie. They'll recognize certain things. That wasn't in the original movie. That's not part of that story. I do like IO Entertainment working on it, since they do know the Hitman. Now, as long as they don't make the new Bond look like Hitman, because if I see a bald guy with a barcode,
That's gonna be a bald guy with 007.
yeah. As long as I don't see that with the Bond.
Now, I will.
Go ahead.
Well, I was about to say, to piggyback in there, you guys have yet to actually play Hitman 3. And that's different than the other Hitman games, to the point to where a lot of people that jumped into Hitman 3, after they beat it, because it's a very short game, after they beat it, they're like, snap, like there's an actually good story here. Let me go back and play Hitman 1 and 2. And with that, the way they did Hitman 3, I'm confident they could definitely handle and execute a very well-made James Bond game.
I was confident in a lot of things.
Oh, man. Yeah.
It's just Bond has like a, let's say, checkered history with game wars. I have faith in IO. Don't get me wrong. I played some Hitman games in the past. They can do a Bond game. I mean, and I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad that they're going down their own route instead of trying to go down the movie license route.
Right.
What, you saying you don't want another GoldenEye where you can Game Shark in and get the golden gun right away?
Oh, God.
or Twine, The World's Not Enough. That was a great one.
Ugh.
I love that one.
But it's just, I'll wait and see. I want to see some of the gameplay and stuff.
Heard that. What about you there, Mildewy Carrot?
I'm kind of on the same page as 9-ball. I mean, I'm glad they're not trying to do an adaptation. Those don't normally end well for games. So I'm glad they're steering away from it. I am kind of curious to see, are they going to keep the universe of 007? I keep trying to say world, but it's the universe of it, to where it's like, same universe, just a different time frame, like after the 007 stuff, like, or is it just going to be a complete wipe of all of the current 007s that we know of James Bond, and you just got a new 007 in this world? Like, I'm really curious. There's a lot that can be played with how open they're being about it, to saying we're making our own new characters. So the question then just is this just like another spy game then, in terms of British intelligence with a 007 agent, to where it's not even anywhere closely related to the James Bond universes? Or is it, James Bond was like the past and like the examples, and now you're just being your own agent and dealing with stuff, going forward? So I'm kind of with an eyeball on it. I'm going to be 50-50 here. I want to hear more and see more before I make any decisions. Am I kind of excited for a James Bond game? Yeah. But then again, like I said, it just depends upon how IO does it. And as you stated, Malachi, as if they can do it as well as they did with Hitman, then we got ourselves the making of a great game coming. But until I see it, I'm just going to hold reservation. I'm not going to jump on board that train until I know exactly the destination that we're going.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the idea ultimately, and I just want to make sure I'm clear on this for myself. Like, the idea of it is cool. Ultimately, any game can mess it up. You know what I mean? Any game can be messed up, like that. But also on the flip side, there's also a lot of games that can actually be done very well. And I think that knowledge that IO has inside the modern day assassinations, and the types of kills that you're able to do, and the freedom that you're able to do, and all that good stuff. I think if they keep that, but also take in some like Batman elements, because that's essentially what 007 practically is. He's Batman with all his gadgets and smarts and technology and everything like that. But also he has some Mission Impossible feats too as well.
It reminds me of you ever seen the Avengers?
Which one?
The original Avengers, not the Marvel Avengers, the other Avengers.
No, I don't think I have that.
Okay. They're kind of like, he kind of reminds me of that. Like they're like British people. It's like a guy and a girl, and they have like all these gadgets and stuff. I'll get you a trailer and show you.
So there you have it. I mean, yeah, if they're able to adapt some of that feature into it, because that's very 007 type stuff. Doesn't have to be a 007 verbatim of a previous game or a previous movie, because that's not what they want to do. But if they're able to adapt some of that stuff that does define a 007 genre type game and bring it into their style of Hitman or anything like that, I think we're going to be in for a really good story or a really good game. Now it just comes down to the question: what does it look like? What does it play like? What's the story going to be like? Because that's another feature that's going to be inside 007. What all is that going to bring to the table? Early development, we're probably not going to find out anytime this year, or maybe not even anytime next year. We might get a hint of a trailer next year, possibly. But again, COVID's still a thing in our current present, and we have to see what that's going to look like in the next couple of years.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean, hell, they pull some James Bourne stuff into this stuff. That'd be awesome.
Some Jason Bourne?
Sorry, Jason Bourne.
Yeah. I mean, that's a smart idea.
Jason Bourne is like literally like new age. Like, it feels almost like a Hitman, James Bond merged together, where he's just like, walking, acting like someone, and then just popping someone and walking out.
Exactly.
So I mean, there's a lot that they could take from, and I just agree with you guys. Like, we gotta see more, but hopefully we'll see something 2023 at the latest, earliest. I don't know.
Yeah, my prediction is that we're gonna see something late, a trailer, not even gameplay, a trailer. Late 2022. That's my prediction.
A little teaser.
Yeah, a little teaser.
It's gonna be like Nintendo, where it's just shows like like display backdrop, an agent, and the next it's just like 007, and then that's it.
Probably like what they did with God of War for Ragnarok. They might do something like that.
Or like they did with Metroid Space, Metroid 4. Son of a. Sorry, that's it.
Number 3 that we have Outriders branding suckers. Sucker. Haley Williams from GameSpot says Outriders is available now, which, by the way, I know I've been saying for a little bit that it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, but it's not on the PC Game Pass. It's only if you have an Xbox Series S X. That's the only way you can play it for free that way.
They did us dirty.
Yeah, I was looking for it. I was like, where's it at? And I had to look it up, and I was like, oh, it's just console Game Pass, so that kind of sucks.
Did us dirty.
Yeah.
What about Xbox One?
You could try it. I don't know. I mean, if a Game Pass Ultimate goes across all the systems, I would assume so. So it probably is on Xbox One.
I'll check it probably when I get off, see if it's on there.
Yeah, by what I was reading, it looked like it was just X and S. But I wouldn't hurt it. I'd try it. It might be console. But anyway, Outriders is available now, and the servers appear to have largely stabilized and let players back in for all regions. Now you're back online. Oh, now that you're back online, you'll be wise not to cheat or risk getting permanently marked that others can mock you for. During the Outriders demo period, developer People Can Fly has so far identified 200 cheaters out of around 2 million total participants. While the number is relatively small, the devs do not plan to go easy on them or for any future players who think they can get around the game's anti-cheat system. As reported by PC Gamer, the studio has announced that cheaters will receive a permanent on-screen brand for even one infringement. The prospective punishment is described as a discreet but visible watermark that will be overlaid on the cheaters' screens, permanently marking them as untrustworthy. The watermark idea is likely aimed at YouTubers and streamers who might be tempted to use hacks to accumulate click-worthy amounts of high-level loot, like one demo player who has been called out by the team after they gave themselves 600 legendary weapons. Wow. As well as being branded, cheaters will not be able to matchmake with law-abiding players, similar to Fall Guys' approach for letting cheaters play together in their own cheater island. For those who are worried about accidentally being branded by a cheater, these rules only apply to those actively trying to get around Outriders' anti-cheat software or using third-party tools to tamper with the game. And those those guidelines can be found on GameSpot's page for that. The link's on there for that. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think the watermark is? Because I'm kind of curious to see what it is now.
I'm curious too. I don't know.
It probably says like cheater, loser or something.
Just a big L.
Now, I
right
wish
on the...
I wish that more video game companies would adopt this feature. I really wish they would, because I cannot stand. I will be playing FIFA with my boy Lance, aka Newlywed. I will be playing FIFA with him, or I'll be playing with FIFA with Muhizi, or even both of them, and we're playing and we're just getting absolutely done dirty. And I will be yelling, I'll be shouting. Then at the end of the match, I'll look at my my stamina, and mind you, in real life, professional soccer players play a full 90-minute match, and it can go longer depending on how much injury time's left out there. These guys are in shape. Yes, you can be tired after running for 45 minutes both ways, non-stop practically. So yes, you can get tired and everything like that. But I will get to the end of my match, and my stamina will be almost at zero. That's never happened. At most, it'll be a little less than half. And sometimes it would even be like, sometimes the computer players, which are never low, will be almost at zero. So like that's just one indicator showing how someone's cheating in EA for FIFA 21. I never get it. There's all these cheats that's out there. I don't understand why people don't adopt these features a little bit more. We see it in Call of Duty. We see it in Fortnite. We see it in all these different online type games, and I don't understand Smite. I don't really see it that much in Smite, to be honest with you. I just see a lot.
Smite, trust me.
Yeah,
it's in Smite.
Yeah, I just see a lot of cheap stuff happen in Smite. I don't really see necessarily like cheating.
League of Legends was running scripts and stuff. They call them running scripts on certain champions or certain players and stuff.
Yeah, they run. It's more prominent on PCs versus consoles, but it's there.
Yeah, I just don't get. I don't get the purpose of cheating. I don't get that. But
I feel better.
I guess, but you really feel.
If you feel that bad, just play like a game on easy or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you really want to feel good, just Yeah,
Go play Animal Crossing.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't lose
Play
there.
some bug snacks, right, Malachi? Play some bug snacks.
Anyway. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious to see. Like, I wish more companies would adopt that particular feature because I am all for that.
I think eventually we might see it. It's going to take them a bit, but we're moving towards it. I mean, Smite recently changed a lot of their stuff to be a little bit more harsher for disconnects and all, and then I think some of the punishments for too many heavy reports and all that is enough to really cause people to back out or create what we call Smurf accounts. Just be online Smurf and trying to get stuff and all. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of ways, because for every rule you put out there, there's going to be a way for someone to get around that. They're going to find a way because that's just what they want to do. Yeah. Cheaters always going to cheat, and they ain't going to stop.
Cheaters gonna cheat. What do you think about this, there, Nineball? What's your update?
I think they should. I mean, there's been a lot of answers to cheating. Like, for example, I've seen leagues who usually give you a warning and then they'll start banning you off the account. There's been people that give out permabans. There's people that, like I said, they put them on Cheater Island. It's becoming more and more of a prominent issue. So a lot of people need to answer it. And like they say, I mean, I'm a PC player, but we've got to be honest here. It's very prominent on PC. It'll happen more because you have open access to the files.
Mm-hmm.
This is how people do things like crack Duevo and those anti-pirating software and stuff. It usually happens on PC. I think the answer is it's pretty good. I mean, I like that they just not instantly permaban them. I don't know if that's a way you can get back into good graces or anything though.
Yeah, I think the Cheater Island thing is fantastic.
permanent
Let them annoy themselves. You know what I mean?
Unless you can say
He's cheating. Well, you was cheating, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Got you red-handed.
he just cheated better than you.
Exactly. Yeah,
he
exactly.
cheated better.
Yeah.
So now we're like, who can cheat the cheater? Sounds like a reality TV show there. Dear God.
Right? That's
No.
funny. Story number 4. I mean, we definitely want to have your insight on this too as well there, Mildewy, but this one's probably going to pertain to me and it's the Nineball a little bit more. But Kevin...
If it's Final Fantasy, I abstain.
Kevin Nesnovich from GameSpot said, this is the Final Fantasy 14 patch updates. The first part of Final Fantasy 14's 5.5 content update will arrive on April 13th, which is a week from today. And Square Enix will shared a new trailer for the patch along with other details during its latest letter from the producer broadcast. Patch 5.5, titled Death Unto Dawn, is being divided up into 2 parts and will pave the way for the game's big Endwalker expansion at the end of the year, which is slated to release this fall. Part 1 of the patch will be introduced the third chapter of the game's Roria Dark Apocalypse crossover Alliance raid series. The Tower of the Paradigms Breach. It will also add a new main scenario quest as well as a new trial against formidable diamond weapon. On top of that, the first part of the patch 5.5 introduces a new main story dungeon, I can't even say that. Pacthon. We'll just say that. The Save the Queen. The Save the Queen quest line is also being updated with new field area called Zandnor and an increased resistance rank cap. There will be numerous other changes in addition to the MMO, including PvP rewards, new mounts, job adjustments, and more. The PS5 version of the Final Fantasy XIV will also go into open beta alongside the 5.5 release. As the publisher previously confirmed, PS4 players will be able to upgrade to the version for free once the open beta period starts. And it will take advantage of the PS5's greater horsepower by offering 4K resolution support, faster load times, 3D audio, and haptic feedback. Square Enix says the full PS5 version of Final Fantasy XIV will be available for purchase when the open beta concludes. So there you go. So I'm very excited for that last bit of news. very much excited me because, again, as you guys already know, when I got my PS5, I went ahead and got myself a 4K TV because I wanted to take the full advantage of the PS5. Never in my life have I ever owned a 4K TV. I've always just been an HD person. Just bam, HD TV, 55-inch, I'm good. That
now he's
beast,
before.
Yeah, that beast of a computer, of a TV is lovely. So yeah, when I can push it to the fullest and the capability that the PS5 can offer, I'm a happy camper. But also, I'm excited because, like you, Nineball, we have ran into some weapons before in the Final Fantasy worlds. Diamond Weapon is going to be on here. Do you think Diamond Weapon is going to be just as hard as like Omega Weapon, Emerald Weapon, any of the other weapons that's been out there?
Probably harder. If they're adding it now, it's going to be extremely hard.
I hope not. I hope not, man.
I'm hoping high key like mythic difficulty or like I don't know if you ever played WoW. I'm hoping mythic difficulty here where people make mistakes, they almost get one shotted. So
all right, so more in the reference for you, Mildewy Carrot. You played Kingdom Hearts. I'm assuming you fought Sephiroth.
Yeah. We're not talking about it.
Yes or no?
We're not talking about it. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing. Dear freaking God.
So think of the weapons as you fighting Sephiroth, but two of those.
Yeah, no, I'm already done.
That's what we're. Let's be live.
You ain't even coming down from the air. You're just constantly just in the air, just arrow dodging, just like shit. You tapped him, 1 damage. Shit. I have an Orihalka weapon. Shit. Yeah, no. But I definitely agree with Nineball in terms of the weapon point. Like the fact that they're launching it now after X amount of time, I think that weapon's going to be like top high tier, like beyond all else, that you're just gonna be like mother trucker. If you get hit by that stuff, like you're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel it through the haptic. It's gonna hit your character in game. It's gonna come through the system through your haptic controller and slap you in the face so hard you'd be like, damn.
It's very possible.
The class changes, or I don't know if they're doing any of the class changes.
They just said job adjustments. They haven't said anything about class updates or anything like that.
Sounds like they're probably doing a balancing of jobs then,
Yeah.
Because they've noticed something where someone's able to take one job and do something more than expected with it. I don't play these games. I don't play, unfortunately, the MMOs like this, like you guys do. I've never really been a big MMO person. I play RPGs enough though, but I do play enough Smite and other games to understand, balances in terms of classifications and jobs and all that. So it sounds like they are just doing another big update. The fact that they're doing it in 2 parts is kind of interesting because normally you just see one massive big update for these types of games and then you go into it. But the fact that they're doing 2 is really unique, I feel, because it feels like they are putting in the first patch and letting you go through it and getting it settled, and then they'll put the second patch in later. So it sounds like these patches may be extra longer than a normal patch,
Yeah.
So this could be a lot bigger content for you guys in this Death Unto Dawn. I think is what it's called. I'm trying to read through here.
Yeah, that's it. I'm looking at it.
So it might be a little bit bigger, something much bigger, and offer you more. So I'm definitely curious for you guys, at least, to see what they're going to do here to give to the players to keep them interested, especially with the PvP rewards, the new mounts, that's stuff that you have to earn. It's not just given. So I'm wondering what type of quest points are they going to do? And now that they've announced it, which will arrive on April 13th, how many people are on there right now grinding for stuff to get ready for that launch? It's kind of curious to see how many people have renewed their subscriptions to get back on to get ready for the 13th. So, but yeah, I think it sounds like it's going to be a good update for you guys. So
yeah. Hey, Mildewy, I'm telling you, man, if you want to join us, we got an ALWT Gaming Fund. We could sponsor you. We got you, man. We got you.
Is the first round still free, or
yeah?
I can't remember what they did.
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah. It's like because that's what Gravity Mark and Absolute 315 did. Is that they went ahead and they got theirs. It was like I think they went up to like level 6. It was like 2 or 3 months for free. And then at that point, Gravity was just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it because this game's awesome. And that's so that's what we've been doing. So if you want to dabble in it, just let me know.
Between PC and
crossplay
and PlayStation.
Yep.
Okay, because I'm like, I'd probably be better off on PC.
Yeah,
than I would.
actually, me and Malachi, we do crossplay. Yeah, I play it on PC. He plays it on PS4.
Yep. I might look into that then. You know, I've got a bunch of other games to play, but I mean, what's one more to suck my life away? You know?
Yeah, and I only mention it because as for you, you like exploration, you like builder types, you like all those types of games. Yeah, this is up your alley if you are down for it. So,
oh no, I've seen stuff with it. Like I said, it looks really good. The only problem I had, just as everyone knows, I do not like pay to plays. You know,
yeah. You're
no
good
offense. There. No offense to the creators and all. It's like, I mean, if you charged me like $30 for the DLC and said that's it, I'd be like, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But you're charging me how much for like every month or something? I'm like,
Yeah. LSB Live says inside the chat on here, he says, LOL, he died. He got slaughtered by Sephiroth. He fell to despair. He's quoted Sephiroth on that one. We were talking about the comparison that we could have for Sephiroth and a weapon.
Yeah, I've seen the fight. You got to have the best reaction time, and I'll say this: I don't.
Well, I'm not even talking about when I'm talking about the weapons. I'm just talking about level of difficulty because they're definitely different.
No, I know. It's kind of like, I mean, that's why he's an end boss. Him and several of the other ones were there. Like, they are end bosses for a reason. You've got to have the right build. You've got to have the right weapon set. You've got to have the capability of being able to dodge and have that slight just point reaction. You have to know their whole kit to be able to survive it. And also, I just never took the chance to learn them. And like, I saw the fights, I did it once or twice. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'll just play the main story. Like it,
Mm-hmm.
Like it that way. Thank you very much.
Before we go on over to the next story that we have on here, as you guys know, we have been putting out these code words every single ALWT Things Gaming. We've been doing that, well, most ALWT Things Gaming, I should say. On a monthly basis, we choose a winner from our followers list and from our pretty much from our sub list. If you guys are following us on Twitch, you guys get entered in automatically free of charge. Already, you're good to go there. If you want to have an additional 2 entries on top of that, all you have to do is be sub to us. You can pay for that if you like to, or you can be smart with it and just go ahead and merge your Amazon Prime with your Twitch Prime, and bam, you got a free sub monthly that you're able to do. You guys can put that on any channel. Why not use it for this one? Try to win yourself a $50 gift card. Last way you can actually increase your chances by another 2. So that's 5 chances right then and there, just in one sitting. You guys can actually do what we're about to do right now, and that is type in the code word name in the chat to increase your chances by another 2. If you guys are listening to this on podcast, you guys can actually go ahead and email us at leastwetried.gaming@gmail.com, or you guys can just send us a message on our social media platforms and just type in the code name that way to be entered in, because we understand that some of you guys have to work. We understand you guys have different shifts, all that different schedule, all the good stuff. Might be even a little bit busy, but we have until 6 p.m. until tomorrow. We only give 24 hours from that time period, from when the stream had start, to actually go ahead and type in the code name. So that code name for today, drum roll please. It is Square Enix. There it is, right on the screen. Square Enix. SQUARE Enix, ENIX for our audio listeners. All you have to do is be typing in Square Enix inside the chat right now, or you guys can even email that at not you. You can be emailed that at it's at least we tried .gaming@gmail.com. You guys can be entered in to win a $50 gift card of your choice. Of course, the winner will be sent in. I'll be reaching out to you guys via DMs, I guess you could say, just so I can reach out to you. But you only have a limited time to respond back to me, so that way I can make sure that you have, because we can't just be having that sit there forever. So Square Enix, again, type it on in there. We see LSB Live is already on the money with it. There you go. We got Mildewy Carrot giving me the face. There we go. And I'm moving it off the screen now.
Is that Mr. Ohio I see in there, pow pow?
Yes, you do. You see him? Pow pow. You know what? We gonna throw in there. We gonna throw in there a yeet for him. We're gonna throw in there a yeet for him. Let me get that up here.
He's trying to frag us. It ain't working. He forgot to switch to his grenades.
All day, every day. Bam. So it's coming on in. You guys will hear that here in a second. But yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeet.
All right. There it is. Yep. And then here we go for story number 5. PlayStation Plus updates. Gabe Gerwin from GameSpot on April 6th, which is rapidly approaching. Sony will have 3 new PlayStation Plus games available for download, which will replace the 4 current lineup. So your Final Fantasy VII Remake, your Remnant from the Ashes, your Maquette, and your Destruction All-Stars gone. This is going to be another impressive month for the service, even if you only have a PS4, with both Days Gone and Zombie Army 4 Dead War available for download. These games will also run on PS5, and additionally, PS5 version of Oddworld Soulstorm will be available for free the same day it launches. Most launch day freebies from the service have been multiplayer games with the viral potential. So having a single-player story-based games for free on release day is a nice treat. Playable on both PS4 and PS5, Days Gone is a post-apocalyptic open-world game set in the Pacific Northwest and stands out feature in the sheer number of enemies that they throw at you. The game allows for customization on both your gear and your playstyle, and you'll have to face off against both human and formerly human opponents. Oh, and there are zombie bears if things weren't tough enough. So that's just that was included in there. Yeah, that was actually included in there. I probably should have taken it out because that was just a description of Days Gone. There's also a description of Zombie Army 4, and also a description of Oddworld. I don't really get into a lot of zombie games. Not really my forte. Dying Light's probably the one that I do go to most of. But yeah, I mean, this is cool. I think the only thing that kind of seems a little weird to me is why it's a free. Sorry. I'm sorry. That threw me off. I was expecting the yeet right there. Slap. Well, that threw me off. All right, so yeah, but anyway, I currently don't know why certain PlayStation Plus games are being free right now. I don't know if they're being free right now for Plus because some of them are already on the PlayStation Plus collections. This is one of them. You know what I mean? So Days Gone is already on the PlayStation Plus collection. And that seems like it's always going to be there. So if that's the case, then eventually most people that own PS4s, for the most part, are probably going to purchase a PS5. I mean, I guess this is good news for anyone that's not planning on getting a PS5 ever. But if you are... go ahead.
I was just going to say, this just came to me. So if you've got PlayStation Plus games that you're downloading on your PS4, are you not able to pull them onto?
It's just now depending on the game, you won't be able to access the PS5 version of it because you can't upgrade for Plus. Like for Final Fantasy VII Remake, I can play that right now on my PS5 right now. But if I wanted to play the PS5 version of Integrated when that comes out, I can't just upgrade to Integrated. Like I have to actually purchase either the original game or purchase the integrated version.
So is the one they're offering here different than the one that's offered on 5 then?
I don't think so. I think it's just PlayStation 5. I mean, it's just PS4 that you're able to play on the PS5. Because I don't even think that Days Gone has a PS5 version right now.
Interesting.
So yeah, so that's the part that's kind of an odd thing for me is that again, this is great. This is great news here, but I don't understand why PlayStation is putting a game that's already living on PlayStation Plus collections right now, unless they're just trying to give people that's not planning on upgrading to the PS5 anytime soon. You know what I mean? Because most people that's trying to get a PS5 right now are probably going to get one this year or next.
Yeah, that's true. But I think they're probably just trying to get it out there to get people interested in it. So when they go to 5, it's there. and they know what they're doing, and they have already played it, or maybe they just were so bored they're in there and they're like, all right, Tommy, spin the board. Days Gone. All right, let's go.
I mean, that could be it. That could be
a crap table in the middle of the office.
All right, all right. Who's put one on 7? Days Gone. All right, to here. 7. Days Gone. All right.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, like outside of what I was saying, does this news do anything for either one of you guys?
I mean, they're. Sorry, go ahead, Namball.
It just gives me more games to play. I mean, I didn't really know. I've seen Zombie Army. Don't really know much about it. Days Gone, I never really had a huge interest in it. I'll play it now.
Now that's free.
Yeah. Oddworld, I'm gonna pick up and then hold it till I get a PS5.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
that's about it.
Yeah, and that's I'm literally in the same boat. Like I did have a small interest to play Days Gone. Don't be hating inside the chat. Don't be hating. Illusby Lab says nope. Then he also agrees with us saying, I mean, it's still a long way to get a PS5 for people. So I think it's a big title to grab people. I agree. I think so as well. Then Ohio, aka Mr. Sate 2 says Malachi keeps humble bragging about his 5. Shake my head. Illusby Live agrees with him. Then he says, what? Small? Then it says, I mean, wait till Days Gone was horrid. The wait for Days Gone was horrid, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess, Marvin, I don't need you to chime in on that. Yeah.
I'm just being there for our chatters.
Yeah, a little too there for a chat. No, but yeah, no, I think it's a smart move, especially if you're trying to get people to play the game earlier. But also at the same time, it's almost like okay, you're giving us a game that that some of us already have, and that eventually you're going to get for free. So I don't know. Maybe that's me. Now, granted, there's some pluses here. Because of the PlayStation Plus collection, I can play Persona 4, or I put Persona 5. Persona 5, not Royal though.
4 was awesome too.
Yeah.
4 or 5, both awesome.
I did say that about Final Fantasy VII Remake. So you ain't say that about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, I did. Now here's the thing. Some people were upset that Final Fantasy VII Remake had came out on Game Pass. I'm not Game Pass, on PlayStation Plus. I think it was a fantastic idea for that to happen. I was surprised, but I think that was a fantastic idea because that's a huge game that people can play, but it's not already included inside the PlayStation Plus collection. That's my argument here, is that this game, Days Gone, is already on the PlayStation Plus collection, meaning that if you get yourself a PS5, whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 3 years from now, it's always going to be there. There's no limited time. Final Fantasy VII Remake was only for a limited time. It was for 1 month. That was it. And if you miss that opportunity now you have to buy it. So that was my thing, is that they're putting a game that's going to ultimately be on PlayStation Plus collection. They're putting that on PlayStation Plus right now when you're already going to have it regardless if you upgrade to the PS5.
Yeah, but it's like they said, it's going to take a while for some people.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I think that it will take a minute for some people and everything like that, unless they're able to figure out what this is going to be happening like in the next couple of months, so maybe even at the end of this year, because I know that there's that chip shortage and everything like that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and then there's people's financial status. Yep. Like some of us got out scot-free, but other people didn't all get the same graces as we got.
And right there, let's be live. Like even there, still going to my point. They can now, if they choose, if there's enough quantity out there, but people still decide to wait until their PS4 literally the wheels fall off. That is their prerogative to do that, but that game is still going to be there once they upgrade to the 5. You know what I mean? Like if I miss this month of Days Gone and we're in April right now, so May hits. If I miss this month of 8 Days Gone and May hits, and I eventually get a PS5, I still have Days Gone because it's part of the PlayStation Plus collective. ultimately, I just feel like it's kind of a wasted pick for this month since it is on the PlayStation Plus collection. Whether you have it now like me, because I just saw you sit on there, but you have the 5. You're right, I have the 5. But if I didn't have the 5, I can still get the game when I get the 5 eventually. That's what I'm saying.
Is you're going to give your 5 away, so that way you can just get on the 4 and then wait for the...
Now hold up. No. If you aren't thinking about the PS5 right now, then this is perfect. Ohio says single privilege. Haters, man. Now I will say this. This is breaking news. And it's the 9 ball. I need you to stop what you're doing. I need you to turn on your PS4 and I need you to update Smite.
I already updated it. I was just playing it before we got on.
There you go. There you go there, Ohio. Did it just for you, man. Did it just for you. Breaking news there. Okay, going on over to story number 6. PlayStation Now making minor moves. Jenny Zhang from GameSpot says it's the beginning of another new month, and that means PlayStation Now has another new batch of games available. Coming to April's PlayStation Now lineup are Marvel Avengers, Borderlands 3, and The Long Dark. All of the above games will be available to play starting April 6th. Marvel Avengers will be available until July 5th, 2021. Borderlands 3 will be on PSN a little longer, leaving the service on September 29th, 2021. There is currently no set due date for The Long Dark when that will leave the PSN. So there you go. That was something that I ended up mixing up, and I was speaking with Ohio about this the other day. For a second there, like when I was reading all this, I thought that those games were coming to PlayStation Plus. And I was like, bro, this is dope if this is coming out to Plus. Not the case. It's coming out to PlayStation Now. Normally, I was just like, okay. But I'm actually very excited because, as anyone knows, at the end of last year, 2020, when we ended up doing our Cyberpunk giveaways, and congratulations again to Hilo and Muizi and Tori Steele. Yeah. Congratulations to all you guys that had won. I think there was one more person that won. We did 4 here.
You'd have to go back and look. I don't know.
I have to go back and look too. Yeah, but anyway, when I was buying the codes for that for Hilo, actually, I accidentally purchased a PlayStation Now card instead of the code for a PlayStation card, so that way he could just buy it on his own and just get the digital copy. That's what I was going to do. I was on the phone with Target and the whole 9, and they didn't take it back. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go and redeem this for myself. I'm very glad I did, because again, it's a year's worth of PlayStation Now. I was dabbling in it, decided to play Hitman with it, had a lot of fun playing Hitman to the point that got me excited for Hitman 3, and I purchased Hitman 3 and had a fantastic time with Hitman 3. And it's great. Then also on top of that, I now have access to Saints Row 2, Saints Row the Third. Like, I wanted to go back and play those. I didn't want to have to go back and purchase it for my PS3 or have to repurchase it for the PS4 or anything like that. This is all included in Now. And now this is being added to where... Oh, also Way of the Samurai. If you guys like Ohio, Way of the Samurai is an Ohio A game. That's all I'm saying. That is a game for you. Choices... all that. I think the only thing that you can't do is create your character, but there is choices up the wazoo. But anyway, it has Way of the Samurai 3 and 4, and that was definitely games that I definitely liked when I was growing up. This is the Way of the Samurai type games. But yeah, but now they're including Avengers for about 2 months, it looks like. Then they have what's it called? Borderlands 3, which I still have to get through the second one. Me and Mildewy Carrot, we got through the first one together. We started the second one, and now we just got to get through that. And then after I get through that, then I can start up Borderlands 3 and get through that. I know.
Man.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know that Mildewy Carrot, as well as TBF Abyss and Abs 3315. I'm not sure about Gravity, but I know that you all have beat. Well, Abs 3315 have beat 2. I don't think she played 3 yet. And
she better.
I don't think she. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong.
She needs to. 3 is so good, and Abyss and I beat 3. We've actually got the DLC stuff for it. So good, so fantastic. It's Borderlands. You're missing. You're missing if you ain't played.
Ohio says, as long as I can cut someone, I'm down. Yeah, this Way of the Samurai is definitely a game you can cut some people with. Cut fools with
better.
Right, yeah.
Mark.
If you have Way of the Samurai, don't give me a sword. Something's wrong.
Right, exactly.
You get a boken. You get a boken, and that's about it.
We're going to go ahead and skip along to the next one, unless you guys have any quick comments about Marvel Avengers, Borderlands 3, and The Long Dark coming to the PlayStation now.
Long Dark is a survival game, so if you don't like those types of games, don't bother. But it is very fun. I've got it for PC. It is very intuitive, so it's very story based, very survival based. But yeah, I like it. I really do.
Okay. What about you, then, Ambal?
I think the Marvel Avengers game is basically a smart move by Marvel because it's suffered so badly right now. Its player base has dropped significantly, so I'm thinking this is a good way to kind of revitalize interest in it.
I think it went back up after Hawkeye and stayed up. I don't think it dropped again.
I don't think it went up too high.
And even
so, it went up.
Yeah, I was about to say I think it did go up. And on top of that, it's hard to play without a squad. That's what Ohio just said in there. And I'm also curious to see what that's going to look like when Black Panther comes out, because I'm very excited about that joint.
Well, especially if they're giving this away for free, like for on the PlayStation Now, to get people who have the Now system, the Now application, but never played the game. It gives them the access to actually play through it and see it, and actually get to go into the new updates and all. I think it gets some of the updates. I can't remember if it does or not. If not, it gets them to the base game, and then for what I have heard, is the Hawkeye update is actually done pretty well.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's enough to get them started, going along with the next updates and going into the new ones to get them back into the good graces of the players and all. So yeah, I think they've got the ball rolling. They just got to keep it going and get over that hill, and then I think they'll be good.
Yeah, and that's actually it. They when they announced at the PlayStation event a little bit ago, or the Square Enix event, it wasn't the PlayStation, Square Enix. When they announced at the Square Enix event like last month, like their player base had like either doubled or tripled. And that was the last news that we heard about it recently. Now, granted, I can't say that it doubled or tripled from a significant number, because I think there's only a small amount of people that were playing at that time period. But it did bring people back into Avengers that had not, that put it to the side for a while, and also brought in some new players. Like, after watching the Hawkeye trailer and everything like that, seeing how it went, I personally wanted to pick up, at that point, Avengers. So I was just like, okay, this is kind of cool. I want to jump on that. And even right now, Ohio inside the chat says Wakanda forever, which you right there, man, all day. Hawkeye is fun. So, yeah. So I'm very curious to see what that's going to look like.
Yep. I'll have to check it out because TVF Abyss has got it. So,
if you get it, then that's the four of us. It's 4 players, right?
I think so.
I think it is, because I have it on now. And
for a bit.
Ohio,
now.
And Ohio already has it. Yeah, Ohio already has it. Yeah. He just says it's 4 players. Yeah, so I'll have it on now. He has it on his console. TBF Abyss has it, and yeah, you'll be our 4th. Right then and there, it's problem solved. Let's save the universe. You know what I mean?
You have cross play.
Yeah. That too. Square Enix has been pretty good about that lately.
So if you get a PC, you can get it there.
Yeah, he says, "Don't make us play with Randy Carrot."
Make him suffer.
Lastly,
man.
Lastly, our story number 7. Amazon, oh Amazon, where art thou, Amazon? Janae cites from GameSpot. Amazon Prime Day has become one of the biggest sales events that budgeted-minded shoppers can count on every year. I'm going to stop there real fast. There's a lot to talk about there. But I wanted to stop there real fast because before this whole tampering with video game journalism and all these updates and really diving inside the video game industry, I never really cared or looked into Amazon or Steam or anything like that. Me and Issa9 Ball have worked with each other for quite some time. I've actually, I think of everyone in ALWT Gaming, I think I've known you the longest. With the exception of Ohio, because we went to school together. This guy right here knows a lot about Amazon Prime. He keeps us updated. I appreciate it. Nine Ball. What do you think is going to be happening? What's your prediction before I read the rest of this article? What's your prediction for Amazon Prime this year in the world of COVID?
I think it's going to sell. It's doing well, actually. Amazon's been doing spectacular because of COVID and because everybody's been shopping online. I think Amazon Prime Day is going to be huge. I usually check on them every year, and I take days off from work just to see if I can get something. I need to start setting up my list already. I haven't did that yet.
There you go.
But I think it's going to do extremely well.
All right. Well, let's read along and see if that's what this situation is going to call for. So on there, offering literally thousands of deals across every category imaginable, from tech and gaming toys, kitchenware, beauty, apparel, and more. Prime Day has grown exponentially since its launch in 2015, expanded to take place over multiple days and offering tens of thousands of deals for Prime members to shop, but also force competing retailers to hold their own anti-Prime Day sales to try to steal some of Amazon's thunder. The summer sale bonanza is almost on par with Black Friday at this point, with all the biggest stores offering best of year prices on their hottest items. As a result, there's always a ton of interest leading up to the announcement of Amazon Prime Day, with Prime members and other shoppers anticipating when the sale will be, how long it will last, and what special offers will bring. While the details of Amazon Prime Day 2021 are currently slim, here's what you should know about Amazon Prime Day and what to expect from this year's biggest sale, this year's sales based on the previous years. Amazon hasn't announced Prime Day 2021 dates yet, but we have an idea of when to expect a big sale. With the exception of last year, Prime Day is always the summer, and it's usually the mid-July. It always kicks off a Monday at midnight. Since 2019. It has lasted for a full 48 hours, so it's safe to assume it'll span 2 days this year as well. Assuming Prime Day returns to the normal schedule this year, we can expect it to kick off sometime in July, but we won't know for sure until Amazon confirms this year's dates. Last year, logistical issues stemming from the pandemic caused Amazon to push Prime Day back several months and was held in October 13th and 14th. We saw competing sales from Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, and other retailers as usual, and Prime Day basically functioned as kickoff for the early Black Friday sales. End quote. So, Prime Day, 3 months away roughly. That seems like what it's going to be. Monday, midday. What are your thoughts? Excited? Not excited?
Very excited. There's a couple of things I've been looking at getting I still have not got yet. I'm getting yelled at by people right now. The only thing I'm particularly getting yelled at is because a friend of mine at work keeps telling me I have to buy a Switch. I keep telling him I got a space for one.
If you get a Switch, you got to get Monster Hunter Rise. And then you got
Yeah, he told me he's got to get that. I got to get that too.
Like Malachi, you got to get a Switch.
Yeah, I will. At this point, I might just wait for Prime Day. We'll have to see. It's going to give me some good deals on that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see what they do. It's always interesting to see what they've got on Prime Day. You know, sometimes they'll have something that you've got on your wish list. Sometimes they'll have something you're like, oh, I actually didn't expect that, but I might need that. You know, don't too crazy, guys. You know, I mean, I know I'm probably saying that to an empty room as everyone's at their computers waiting to buy everything they can on Prime Day, but you know. Please just be careful when buying extra stuff. Just make sure you can, and then, you know, not just have fun. I guess do you do you on there.
You do you, boo boo. I wonder if they're gonna have. They probably won't. That probably won't be smart to try to sell PlayStation 5s and Xbox Series X's on that same day. Probably
might.
You think they will?
It's a big seller.
I mean, it's a big seller, but at the same time, it's already hard enough to get one on just without it being competed with anything else. Now, you put deals on the same website, that thing's breaking for sure.
I thought it's going to be on deals, but they may have a certain time.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it will be on deals either, but I don't know if that would be the smart thing to do is put something that's already in huge demand on the same day that they're having all these sales going on, and which is already at risk of breaking your site already. I don't know. We'll have to see. Guys, that actually does it for the little updates that we have currently going on for episode 43 of ALWT Things Gaming 2021. Anyone that's currently following us on, they don't need the consoles on there. Anyone that is currently following us on social media platforms, make sure you guys are checking us out. Well, if you guys are not following us on social media platforms, make sure you guys are checking us out on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Patreon, Anchor, Spotify, pretty much everything else where social media lives. We have just ALWT Gaming, everything, and that's ALWT Gaming. If you guys are on YouTube and cannot find us out with ALWT Gaming, type in At Least We Try Gaming inside the search engine, but we should be able to pop right on up. You guys can also check out our website at www.alwtgaming.com. Twitch at www.twitch.tv/ALWT Gaming. Patreon is www.patreon.com/ALWT Gaming. Facebook, pretty much the same thing. Facebook, all that good stuff. This Thursday is going to be Smite Night with the boys, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all the way until usually 10 p.m. That's normally how long our streams go for that. But then we also have Saturday. It's going to be our 9 to 5 segment for April. Very exciting stuff. We have Mildewy Carrot that's on call, but he's going to be joining in. It's the 9 ball. I'm assuming you're free?
Should be. What? Yeah, I'm probably going to. Yeah, it should be free.
Okay, tell Pat now. And then of course, we might be having our part timer on there, which is going to be Gravity Mark II. We'll have to kind of take a look at that. We have to still confirm what game we're going to end up playing, so be on the lookout for that this week. Probably announce it at the end of Smite Night, which will be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursday night. So be on the lookout for all of that. And of course, it's going to be updated on our social media platforms. But there you go. And then all day anime on Sunday. We have me, Gravity Mark. We have some things that we're going to talk about as we have passed up Easter, and hope everyone had a good Easter. Bring that all the way back to our Sin segment with TBF Abyss, Mildewy Carrot, Going Through Halo, and ALWT Things Gaming episode 44 next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be on the lookout for all of that. Any last words, gentlemen, before you wrap up today's show?
Just play safe, be safe with COVID and everything else out there. Just be careful.
Yep. Play safe, be careful. Hootie hoo, Avengers Assemble from Ohio. There you go. I appreciate you, man.
I think someone is itching to get on Smite to frag.
I think he is kind of, actually, I have to go get my son, so I won't be joining you guys immediately, maybe a little bit later, but we'll have to take a look.
See, now that's just disappointing.
No, that's responsible.
I know. It's still disappointing, but it's responsible. Like, oh, he's being an adult. We're so proud of you, but also disappointed that you're leaving us hanging.
I shall return. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it here for episode 43 of ALWT Things Gaming. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Definitely leave a like. What's going on?
Look at Ohio said
well, I was on there going,
Make sure you guys are giving us a like if you guys like the video. Dislike if you don't like the video if you're on YouTube. If you guys do, we'll also appreciate if you guys can share, comment, like, subscribe. Everything that you can do pretty much social media wise, all that little jargon that people say at the end of their videos. Until next time, everybody, Control Alt
Complete.
Peace. Get that bot out of here.